What if one simple act of kindness could change your entire life? Imagine helping a stranger on the side of the road, only to find out that your good deed unlocks a world of opportunity one you never saw coming. This is the story of Jake, a 26-year-old delivery driver who thought his life was on track, until a chance encounter with an elderly man turned everything upside down. What started as a small favor would soon lead him down a path to success, friendship, and a powerful lesson in how doing the right thing can change the world. Stay tuned to discover how one kind gesture can lead to an unexpected journey of transformation. Jake, a 26-year-old delivery driver, lives in a small but cozy apartment in a lively neighborhood on the outskirts of downtown Chicago. His days are spent navigating the city's busy streets, dropping off packages for a tech company he's been with for a couple of years. While his job isn't glamorous, Jake takes pride in his work. He may not be rolling in cash, but he's never been one to complain. His humble apartment is filled with small comforts: an old couch, a couple of plants. Jake is known around the neighborhood for his big heart and willingness to lend a hand whenever he can. He often helps his elderly neighbors with groceries or fixing minor household issues, even though it means taking time away from his busy schedule. For Jake, it's not about the money or recognition, it's about doing the right thing. He believes in the power of kindness, and even though life isn't always easy, he finds fulfillment in making others' lives a little bit better. It was a typical Tuesday afternoon when Jake's life took an unexpected turn. He was on his way to make his last delivery of the day, driving through the quiet streets of his neighborhood. As he approached the corner of Oak Street, something caught his eye: a car parked by the side of the road, its hazard lights flashing but no one in sight. Curious, Jake slowed. He saw an elderly man hunched over the hood of the car, trying to. Despite the man, who introduced himself as Mr. Harrison, looked up, clearly relieved but also embarrassed. "I don't know what happened. This old thing hasn't given me any trouble for years, but now it won't budge." Jake crouched beside the car, assessing the situation. After a few minutes of tinkering, "Thank you," Jake smiled, and Mr. Harrison insisted on offering Jake a drink As Jake got back in his truck, he glanced at Mr. Harrison one last time. The next morning, Jake was sipping his coffee and getting ready for his usual rounds when his phone rang. The caller ID was unfamiliar, but Jake answered anyway. "Hello, is this Jake?" a gravelly voice asked. "This is Mr. Harrison, the man you helped with the car yesterday." Jake's brow furrowed in confusion. "Mr. Harrison? Oh, yeah. How are you? It was no big deal helping you out yesterday." "Well," Mr. Harrison continued, "it's not about that, Jake. I'm calling to offer you something, and I hope you'll listen." Jake felt a twinge of unease. Sure. What's this about?" Mr. Harrison went on to explain that he was a retired entrepreneur who had made a fortune in the tech industry. He'd been living alone in a large, sprawling mansion on the outskirts of the city, but his health had begun to decline over the past few years. Despite his wealth, Mr. Harrison often felt lonely. He told Jake that he had been deeply moved by his kindness the previous day. "Most people would have just driven on by, but you stopped to help, even though you didn't know me. That's rare these days. You didn't ask for anything in return, and you didn't even take a thank you drink." Jake was flabbergasted, unsure of what to say. Mr. Harrison wasn't done yet. "I want to offer you something that might change your life," Mr. Harrison said. "I own a property with a fully equipped auto repair garage. I haven't used it in years, but I believe you could put it to good use. It's yours, Jake. I'm also throwing in a brand new car for you, just a token of my appreciation." Jake sat in stunned silence, his mind struggling to process what he was hearing. A garage car the man he'd helped just the day before was offering him something beyond anything Jake could have imagined. "Wait a minute. You're serious?" Jake asked, his voice shaky. "I don't even know what to say. Why are you doing this for me?" Mr. Harrison chuckled softly. "Because you've earned it, son. You're a good person, and good people deserve good things. I believe you'll make something great out of this. Just promise me you'll use it to help others, the way you helped me." Jake could hardly believe his ears. It felt like something out of a dream. "I don't even know how to thank you." "You don't need to," Mr. Harrison replied, his voice kind and firm. "Just take care of that garage, and make it your own. I'll arrange for everything to be transferred over to you." After hanging up, Jake stared at his phone in disbelief. What just happened? Could this be real? The reality began to sink in slowly. One act of kindness had opened a door to a world of possibilities. Little did Jake know, this was just the beginning of a journey that would forever change his life. Jake's life had always been ordinary, but now everything was changing at a rapid pace. After receiving Mr. Harrison's generous offer, Jake couldn't shake the feeling that this was all too good to be true. The garage, the car, everything felt like a dream. But the next few days confirmed that this wasn't some fleeting fantasy, it was his new reality. A few days later, Jake found himself standing in front of the massive garage, which was located on a quiet street on the outskirts of Chicago. The building was large, pristine, and full of high-end auto repair tools that Jake had only seen in professional shops. He couldn't believe it. This place was a gold mine, and it was all his. As he walked through the space, he began to feel a spark of excitement. He'd always had a knack for fixing cars and had done odd jobs on the side for friends and neighbors, but now he had the tools and the space to take it to the next level. The thought of turning this garage into his own business made him feel alive in a way he hadn't in years. Jake immediately started planning. He researched business licenses, equipment, and the best way to set up a small auto repair shop. He spent countless hours in the garage, fixing things up and getting it ready for customers. Every time he turned a wrench or made adjustments to the equipment, he felt a sense of pride. This was his chance to build something meaningful, not just for himself, but for the community. It wasn't long before the word spread that Jake had opened up his own shop. At first, it was just a few neighbors who needed their cars fixed, but soon, more people came from nearby areas. His reputation for being kind and hardworking spread like wildfire. People admired not just his skills but his genuine willingness to help anyone who walked through the door. One afternoon, while working on an older woman's car, she commented, "You know, Jake, I've heard about you. It's rare these days to find someone so young who is willing to give their time and energy to others." Jake smiled, wiping his hands on a rag. "I'm just doing what I love. And if I can help someone else along the way, then that's even better." It was during moments like these that Jake realized the true value of the garage. It wasn't just about the tools, the cars, or the money, it was about the people. His perspective had shifted. He wasn't just running a business, he was building relationships and contributing to the community he'd always been a part of. Jake's days were filled with hard work, but he was no longer just going through the motions of a routine. He had purpose now. Helping others, providing a valuable service, and doing it all with integrity and kindness made every long day worth it. With every passing week, the business grew, and Jake grew right along with it. But more than anything, he began to see the true impact of that simple act of kindness he had shown Mr. Harrison. A single good deed had snowballed into something that would change his life forever. As the weeks went by, Jake's new auto repair business became more than just a way to make a living. It became a passion. What had started as a simple gesture of kindness from Mr. Harrison had now transformed into a thriving business, and Jake couldn't be more grateful. But even as his shop grew, Jake remained grounded. He didn't forget the man who had given him this incredible opportunity, nor did he forget the real reason he started the business in the first place: to help others. Jake found himself doing more than just fixing cars, he was fixing lives. People from all walks of life came to his shop, from hard-working parents who needed their cars repaired on a budget, to young professionals who relied on their vehicles for their daily commute. Jake gave each person his full attention, treating everyone with kindness and respect, no matter their situation. One afternoon, as Jake was finishing up a brake job on a customer's car, Mr. Harrison stopped by to check on him. The older man walked into the garage with a broad smile on his face, clearly proud of what Jake had accomplished. "You've done a great job with this place, Jake," Mr. Harrison said, shaking his hand. "I always knew you had it in you." "Thank you, Mr. Harrison," Jake replied, wiping his hands on a rag. "I wouldn't be here without you. This place, it's all thanks to you." Mr. Harrison chuckled softly. "You earned it, Jake. But I think there's more you can do with this place. Have you thought about expanding, offering more services, maybe hiring some help?" Jake paused, considering the suggestion. He hadn't thought about expansion, but it made sense. Business was booming, and he was starting to feel the weight of managing everything on his own. Hiring a few people could help him take the business to the next level while still maintaining the high standards he'd set for customer service. "I've thought about it," Jake said slowly. "But I want to make sure I don't lose what makes this place special: the personal connection with my customers. I don't want to become just another corporate shop." Mr. Harrison nodded, understanding Jake's concern. "You don't have to lose that, Jake. You just have to find the right people who share your values. A few good people will allow you to expand without losing what makes you, you." That conversation planted a seed in Jake's mind. He began to think about how he could expand while still staying true to his roots. Over the next few months, Jake hired a small team of technicians who were just as passionate about cars and helping people as he was. He made sure to train them not only in auto repair but in customer service, ensuring they treated every customer with the same care and respect that Jake had always shown. Soon, the shop was buzzing with activity, and Jake's reputation spread even further. He became known not just as a talented mechanic, but as a businessman who truly cared about his community. His shop became a place where people felt welcome, where they knew they could trust the work being done on their vehicles. Jake had gone from a delivery driver to a successful business owner, all thanks to the simple act of helping someone in need. And while his success had brought him financial stability, the greatest reward was the opportunity to make a positive impact on the lives of others. As Jake's auto repair business flourished, his transformation went far beyond just the growth of his shop. He had started as a delivery driver with modest dreams, but now, he was becoming someone entirely different: a true leader, mentor, and community figure. The journey wasn't easy, but it had shaped him in ways he never imagined. His relationship with Mr. Harrison continued to grow, and the older man became a trusted advisor, always stopping by to offer words of wisdom and support. One afternoon, as they sat in Jake's office after a busy day, Mr. Harrison asked, "How do you feel about all of this, Jake? Is this what you envisioned when you first started?" Jake leaned back in his chair, a thoughtful expression on his face. Honestly, I didn't expect any of this. But now that it's here, I feel like I'm doing something bigger than just fixing cars. I'm helping people in a way I never thought possible. You've always had that in you, Mr. Harrison said with a proud smile. But it's more than just the work. It's about the way you treat people, the way you connect with them. You're not just a mechanic, you're a part of this community now. Jake's eyes opened wide with realization. He had always known that helping people was important, but now he understood that his actions were creating ripples that extended far beyond the garage. His customers weren't just coming to him for car repairs, they were coming to him for trust, for comfort, and for a sense of belonging. Jake had built something special, a space where people could not only get their vehicles fixed but also find support and kindness when they needed it most. As his business grew, Jake began to mentor his employees as well. He taught them the technical skills they needed but also emphasized the importance of customer relationships. He was determined to maintain the personal touch that had made his shop so successful, and that meant cultivating a team that shared his values of honesty, hard work, and empathy. His employees responded positively to Jake's leadership style, and many of them found themselves inspired to go above and beyond in their roles. One of his technicians, Kyle, had even started volunteering with a local charity to repair cars for families in need, something Jake had started doing himself in his free time. It was the spirit of giving that Jake had always fostered, and now it was spreading through his team. Despite the demands of running a growing business, Jake made sure to stay grounded. He still made time to help his elderly neighbors, to fix cars for free for those who couldn't afford it, and to listen to anyone who needed a sympathetic ear. He had found a balance between business success and personal fulfillment, and it was all thanks to the values that had guided him from the very beginning. Jake's growth was a reminder that success wasn't just about money or status, it was about the positive impact you made on others' lives, the way you helped your community, and the way you stayed true to yourself throughout it all. And as his business continued to grow, Jake knew that this journey was only just beginning. One crisp autumn morning, Jake stood outside the garage, his arms crossed as he watched the hustle and bustle of his shop. The sounds of engines revving and tools clinking echoed around him, but there was a stillness in his heart. He felt a deep sense of satisfaction, something he hadn't fully appreciated until that moment. Looking out over the property, Jake thought back to where it all started, the days of delivering packages, rushing from one job to the next, feeling like he was stuck in a cycle that would never change. Little did he know, a single act of kindness would break that cycle and lead him down a path he never could have predicted. "Hey, boss." Kyle, one of his trusted technicians, waved at him from across the lot, breaking Jake's reverie. Jake smiled and waved back, but as he looked around, it was hard not to be overwhelmed by the progress he'd made. What started as a small, struggling repair shop had now grown into a business that provided jobs, supported local families, and created a sense of community. His thoughts shifted to Mr. Harrison, the man who had set everything into motion. Without his generosity, Jake would still be stuck in his old life, running deliveries, and wondering what more there was to life. Now, Jake was in charge of something bigger than himself, but he never took it for granted. He knew the importance of giving back and staying grounded. Later that afternoon, Jake stood in front of a room full of employees at the garage. It had become a tradition for him to have regular meetings where they could all come together to discuss business matters, but Jake liked to take a moment at the end of each meeting to share something personal, something that inspired him. Today, he stood before them, his heart full as he addressed the team that had been with him through it all. "I want to say thank you to all of you," Jake began, his voice sincere. "When I started this business, I didn't know what I was doing. But every one of you has helped make this place what it is today. We've built something special, and it's not just about fixing cars. It's about helping people, being there for each other, and doing things the right way." He paused, looking around at the faces of the people who had become more like family than co-workers. "I've learned that success isn't just about what you achieve. It's about the impact you have on others. And the best thing we can do is to continue helping people the way we've always done." Jake's words were met with nods of agreement, and he could see the pride in their eyes. They weren't just employees, they were part of something that meant more than just a paycheck. As the meeting wrapped up, Jake stepped outside once more, feeling the weight of his journey. He had built something incredible, yes, but it wasn't just the business that had changed him, it was the people he had met along the way, the relationships he had fostered, and the knowledge that his actions had made a real difference. Jake's story wasn't about luck or fortune. It was about the power of kindness, the willingness to help others, and the belief that doing the right thing would always lead to something good. Standing there, in front of the garage he'd worked so hard to build, Jake couldn't help but smile. He had come a long way, and his journey was far from over. The world had changed for Jake, but more importantly, he had changed the world for others. Jake's journey was a testament to the fact that one small act of kindness can snowball into something life-changing. His story is a powerful reminder that the right thing to do is often the hardest thing, but it's the most rewarding in the end. When Jake decided to help Mr. Harrison, he didn't expect anything in return, he just saw a person in need and chose to do the right thing. This simple, selfless act changed his life forever, opening doors to new opportunities, growth, and fulfillment. In real life, Jake's story teaches us that no act of kindness is ever too small. Whether it's helping a stranger or supporting a friend, these moments of generosity can lead to incredible opportunities. By fostering a mindset of giving and helping others, we can make a difference in our communities, and you never know how far that impact will reach. If you've been inspired by Jake's journey, don't wait for a perfect moment to do something good. Remember, kindness is contagious, and even the smallest gesture can create a ripple effect that changes lives. So, take a moment today to make someone's day better, whether it's helping a neighbor or simply offering a smile to a stranger. And if you enjoyed this story, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more heartwarming stories, and leave a comment below sharing how you've experienced the power of kindness in your own life. Let us keep spreading positivity, one act of kindness at a time.